Guys, so I'm going to continue on with the multiple representations of a polar coordinate. Another way that you can write it is negative r, so you're changing the sign of the r value, and then theta plus 2n plus 1 times pi, or 2n plus 1 times 180 degrees, depending on if they give you the angle in degrees or radians. So quick example, the example I gave you here, r is 3 and theta is 30 degrees. So note that we're using the second option because the angle is given in degrees. So I'm just going to do a quick polar graph just to kind of show you that how we write everything is going to be the same point, just different ways of writing it, different representations. So this is a polar graph. I know the circles aren't great. So you would plot a point on the third circle because r is 3, but where on the third circle? You're going to plot a point on the third circle at 30 degrees, which is about right here. So there's my point. Now, using this different way to write it, I'm going to change the sign of r. So just keep in mind if r was negative and you're writing it this way, then changing the sign of r would make it positive. So in this case, r is positive, so I'm going to change the sign of r to make it negative. And I'm going to write theta, which is 30 degrees, plus 2n plus 1 times 180 degrees. And you can leave it like this when you're writing the additional polar representation of the point. However, I'm just going to go a little further just to show you that it is all the same point. So I'm going to bring down the negative 3 and 30 degrees, and I'm going to distribute this 180 degrees to what it's being multiplied to in this parentheses. So 2n times 180 is 360 degrees n, plus 180 times 1 is 180 degrees. And I'm going to bring down the negative 3 again. So I have 30 degrees plus 180 degrees, which gives me 210 degrees plus 360 degree n. Now we know that 360 means that it compensates for any time, how many times you want to go around the circle. So we don't actually use this for the graph. It's just because if I were at 30 degrees and I go around the circle once, where n is 1, I'm right back where I started. If n was 2 and I go around the circle twice, I'm still right back where I started. So what I'm going to focus on is plotting negative 3, 210 degrees. I can't plot a negative circle, so notice that r is negative 3. So I'm going to start off at the angle. So at 210 degrees, I'm about right here. So since I'm right here, when r is negative, what you do is you go directly across the origin, which is that same point, again to the third circle, because r is negative 3. So note that it is the same point. All you have to do is distribute, and you'll see that 210 is right here. And since r is negative, I go directly across the origin, and I'm right back at the same point. All right, guys, I hope this helps.